Hey guys, and welcome back. This is ChosenArchitect, and today, that's right, it's a tech-based episode. So, I hope you guys are kicked back in your seat and you're ready to go. So I slowly started to move over some machines and get some things set up. Now I have my power routed down below here, and this is all connected into our main system. So this is also powering this line, and also we're getting residual power from it in case we need it. However, I want to really start automating some of these processes and getting some things done. And to get automated even started, we have to use one of my favorite mods, that is refined storage. However, it's really good. The mod is really good for storage and automation. However, I do want to keep this. I do want to keep our main storage for right now until we get really situated and really set up with refined storage. Because right now we have a lot of storage. We have a lot of items to get rid of. I mean, there's like 8,000 cobblestone just sitting in here, right? So that's a lot of blocks. I did go ahead and place down the Smelting Factory here, and you can see right here, this is upgraded to the second tier. The first tier of the Smelting Factory has 2 slots. The more you upgrade this, the more you get. Now, you can see right here, I also have this energy slot. This will actually let me charge stuff in here. So most of these things will have a charging slot like this. This one has the charging slot here. I don't know. I'm pretty sure this lets me charge an item and doesn't actually consume it. Like maybe that's the redstone slot. I don't know. But I do know the battery definitely works. So let's go ahead and create a mechanism battery. So there's going to be a little bit of crafting in this, as I just want to kind of explain how a lot of these machines work and how we're going to get into this. But I also need to do a lot of mining today, so that's something else to be excited for. We got to do some mining. So right here is the basic energy cube. This thing is fantastic. I actually want to reroute our current power right here. Or I actually want to route our power chain. I want this to be like the in-between from where our power is actually being transferred. So if I place this here, we're going to have a power in, which we should be able to automatically set this in, or set this up. I don't know if there... Okay, so here's the energy tab. Right here. I don't know if this means... Yeah, this means we're in energy mode. So you can see this, all the red is input, and the front is output, which means this direction is facing the output. We don't want that. We want to change it up, right? So I'll have all the sides input, but this over here I want output. So this right here is input, and this I want to be output. So I want our power to build up, which with this by default, which is super simple to make, holds a lot of power. That holds 800,000 RF. So we will have a nice large buffer for our other machines that we want to set up. And this also includes other things. So in the back here, I actually want to reroute this power to be able to send it to other things as well. So if I take this, I believe this is the back side, this is the front, this is the bottom, and this is the... Actually, this is actually the far back, I do believe. This is the front, and this is the back. So we'll set that to output back here. So it'll be on this other side. Now you can also visualize the configurations with this tool. If we set this to configure energy, you can see right here that we can actually change it by shift right clicking. And blue, of course, means output. So the configurator is really nice for those type of situations where you need to see what's going on. But look at that. You see the energy cube inside there. Mechanism has definitely come a long way, and I really, really love this mod. Now, the metallurgic infuser. We're probably going to need more than one of these, so I am going to make more than one. It's just going to be nice to have our different redstone, like our different buffers built up for each machine, so it's easy to just make upgrades. And that's what we want to do. We want to make things upgradable. We want this to be upgraded. We want this to be upgraded. This to be upgraded, of course. And we need those different tools for that. So let's talk about mining, because I'm running really low on osmium. Now, at the moment, we have no system set up to get 2 ingots per 1 ore. Well, we're going to solve that today. We're going to get that done. Hopefully later on, we're going to be able to do like 3 ingots per ore, and then 4 ingots per ore. And then by that point, we might as well also just completely automate getting the ores. So we don't have to continuously mine. Like, that's something that, of course, we want to kind of go through. So I think right about here is going to be a good level for osmium. I think it does like Y level 40 and below. So if I set this to 3x3, we can leave Silk Touch on. I'm going to turn Fortune off because we don't need Fortune right now. Fortune, of course, is really useful for other things. And I don't really have the mana to be spending on using my Terra Shatter, right? I need some more mana. I need to go back and refill this. I think it's better to use the Loki ring for like building and stuff, even though it is really great for mining. Don't get me wrong. It is fantastic for mining. But as you can see right here, I might also want to do this. Let's actually head back up. Not only can not only should we be mining today, we should also upgrade our tool here. I think we have the ability to upgrade this one more time. It will use more power, but I have it at its like maximum power setting. So mining gadgets. And what I want to add to this is the light placer. This is so worth it. So worth getting. I need unlit lamps, don't I? There's one. There's two. All right. So this thing will place lights now as we mine, so we don't have to worry about... Yeah, we don't have to worry about placing torches. This will actively place torches when it gets dark enough to place them. Oh, this is such a good tool. See, this is what I think modded should be, right? I have an idea of like what modded should be and how it should interact with vanilla mechanics. I honestly think that when it comes to Minecraft tools and what it does, I feel as if tools like this that let you mine, I think they shouldn't just completely remove the act of mining, as mining is an integral part of Minecraft, and the game can really become boring if you take that away from it. People just don't realize that you can lose interest, and that may be why people are losing interest, because they don't realize how fun it is to actually mine in this game. So tools like this and mods like this that really just enhance the experience, I believe, is what makes modded so good. When you start to, I know there's of course mods where the whole intent is to pull inspiration from Minecraft, but not actively like use its mechanics. I totally agree with that. There's totally a place for stuff like that, but I really love when mods do it this way. By the way, there's another upgrade I need to put on here. As you can see, I'm collecting a bunch of junk, and I don't know if there's a null in here. Yeah, there's not. Yeah, and I don't know if dank nulls have been upgraded or not. But that'd be really nice. So right now I am going to start kind of trashing some of these items. Not all of them. I kind of want to keep regular stone, as that helps me with making bricks and stuff. But yeah, anyways, to go along with my conversation, to make it short and sweet, I really appreciate this mod. I really appreciate mods that are like it. Of course, auto mining is always a fun thing to do, and you're always going to need to go remine, of course. But I just feel like taking that experience away, I don't know. You guys can let me know down in the comments below what your thoughts are on this. Of course, it is just a game, so I mean, don't have to go crazy down in the comments, but I mean, that's kind of my idea around it. And sometimes I like to think about things, I don't normally talk about them, but I like to think about them. So I definitely think this is probably one of the most satisfying things right here. Let's go ahead and turn off Silk Touch, and I've lined up my ores. Look at all of this. Yeah, and we're gonna get to the diamonds. So I've been mining for just a little bit, as you can see, the diamonds. I did find that osmium is definitely down there, more towards the diamond level. But man, look at all this coal. We're probably gonna have a whole inventory of coal here. This was like almost 300 blocks or so. In the diamonds, there was like 56 blocks of diamonds. And of course, we almost got just about double. Yeah, we did get more than double. And look at all the lapis we just got and coal. And then, of course, this is just some of the osmium. By the way, you're maybe wondering, why am I not using the Botania sword? That's because this sword is definitely more powerful, and I'm sure I could technically make it even more powerful if I was using some of the better materials that you can actually use for swords. But Eventually, I'm going to need to kind of upgrade it. So let's go ahead and talk about what I need in order to get the ore doubling. So right now I have the basic Smelting Factory, but in reality, I want to be able to double my ores very quickly. And to do that, we actually need to put this through an Enrichment Chamber. And you can see right here, it should be listed. There's the Enrichment Chamber. This machine turns it into 2 dust. Now, of course, it can also do more ores than just one at a time. However, we do need to upgrade to that. As you can see, oh, I almost forgot. Yeah, I have some redstone to line up, and I need to go through this redstone. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and also make that enrichment chamber. Let's go ahead and get the redstone done, and then we can actually set up this process for ore doubling. So now, to set up automation for this, I am going to need my mechanism configurator just for the item or logistic pipes. And you can see right off the bat, we have no power. So let's go ahead and fix that. I'm just going to route power to the back. I know that it's already connected to here. I actually can probably just go ahead and remove this point, as we don't really need it. Save us a piece. But the good thing is this should auto eject. That's the whole point, right? Right here, we're configured on items. If we set this to auto eject, now it will. And I can have the top be input. Let's go ahead and just disable these by holding shift, and we can just disable all the slots. I think this one was set up for energy. All sides can accept energy, just like that. And then the bottom, I'm going to set that to output. So the top is input, bottom is output. Now for here, I can do the same thing, auto eject on, and I can set the side to output and the top to input. And of course, I can turn these off just like that. So you see right here is the input. And from what that slot is, I do believe this is the redstone power input. So if you had another inventory that was set up to power it via redstone, you could throw redstone in here and it would power this machine. So that's what that's for. Pretty sure it doesn't charge up your device, I don't think. Yeah, no, it doesn't. And I think you can also put like the batteries in here. So there are different like size batteries that you can use, like these energy tablets. And I believe those will also charge this. But yeah, it's pretty simple to set up. Now, to get items in here, what I can do is, let's go ahead and get a, what can we use? We can use an ender chest. And I think using an ender chest, which I mean, I'm using a lot of these, right? But they're really useful. They are really useful. So if I go ahead and make myself, and by the way, chests, I hope this is fixed when we convert over to refined storage, but for right now, I have been having like issues with ore dictionary in crafting. So like logs don't auto craft, like spruce chests, like chests aren't recognized in the crafting, things like that, which is kind of weird. But anyways, gray. Do we have a lot of gray dye, and will this gray floral powder actually dye these chests? That is a question that is going to require some testing. And yes, okay, good. So this will be our ore chest. Now, it's not the only thing I need. I need an ender bag. Ender bag right here. Ender pouch, more or less. That's what it's called. So let's go ahead and make the ender pouch. And what all is it requiring? Just some blaze powder. And bam, we have an ender pouch. Now you should be able to shift right click onto the chest that you want to link it to. And you can now see there are gray boxes highlighted. And then what this is going to allow me to do is if I need any ore while I'm mining processed, I can just go, all right, I'm going to throw this in here. Let's actually get an anvil real quick. Should be able to easily make that. I have so much iron, I don't even know what to do with it at this point. And we can just call this ore bag. And now our ore bag is what we're going to use whenever we need to get ores processed. So to just set this up, I'm going to place an ender chest here, go ahead and place my logistical pipe, and the logistical pipe is going to send everything to this chest. Now, this will be hooked into my inventory later on. This right here is not always going to be this, so just keep that in mind. This is just like pre-setup. Now this is set to energy. We need to set this to items, I think. Yep. And then shift right click and have it on the expand mode. And then what should happen is if we take osmium, for example, let's go ahead and throw it in our pouch. It's going to go in here, and the osmium is then going to be processed. and it's going to fill up these slots, but we can set this to auto sort on, and it's going to automatically separate them into its different channels. Same needs to go for here, and it's going to automatically separate for the different channels. And you can see it's using 20 RF per tick. Same for this, 20 RF per tick, and it makes a lot of noise. There are upgrades that can get rid of noise, but it's like not super. It's not something that I'm super worried about at the moment. So this actually works. This works really good, and that is basically how we're doing our ore. Our ingot duplication, or I guess ore duplication, you can say. So as far as getting into refined storage, I have silicon from refined storage that I'm getting because I made another smelting factory. That way, you know, you need another one. While this is like doing ore processing, you of course need another one. So I have this one running, and it is currently making silicon, which is going to be really important for getting into this mod. So let's go ahead and just kind of dabble in getting into it. To get started, we just need a controller. And as you can see, we also need these processors. Now here's where thank goodness we have a slime farm, because you're going to need a bunch of these. But honestly, this mod is so simple to get into. It's almost as easy as getting into this. The only reason I started with simple storage is I know that its feature set was going to be a little bit better and cheaper. So we were going to be able to get started for cheaper. Basically, that's kind of my idea around it. But this does require a bit more grinding and able to get started. So yeah, you're going to need improved processors, which are going to be gold. So we need a bit of gold, and I have that actually processing right now. So we need gold, and we also need the other processors. But the main thing we're going to need for right now is a controller, a crafting grid, and we're also going to need somewhere to store our storage containers, our storage disks. And that's going to be just a regular disk drive, which is going to be right here. So all of these, of course, need to be made, and none of them are really difficult to make. Let's just put it that way. Like, to make this, we've already really got the parts. We just need to cook them. And so this can all be cooked in here, and so on. So when setting up my system, I actually want it to be, I think, in this wall right here. For right now, and I want to lead right into our power. Look, that is like perfect right where it's at. And so sometimes I like my controller to be visible. I don't know. I mean, I guess I could have it visible. We could have our controller like right here, or actually we'll have our controller right here. Let's go ahead and hook in the power. There we go. And we'll have the controller right here actually. And then right to the side, we'll put our actual disk drive. And then later on, we'll get another disk drive. Looks like they're having shading problems with that. It should be able to be activated. Our disk will go in here. Maybe it'll turn back on once we get some disks. But let's take a look at disks. Disks are normally not the cheapest thing in the world. So refined storage, and then of course this. So we have 1K crafting components is usually what you want to start with. And for some reason, glass I have to manually place in, and I hope refined storage has a better system as far as this goes. This started a few updates ago though. And as you can see, I need more silicon. So actually I really need to go to the nether to mine up more of this. But for right now, I just want to get a proof of concept going, and then I could do this a little bit later. All of this needs to be processed up. I'm going to go ahead and grab what we have for now. Because of course it takes silicon in order to make the processors, and then you need silicon for the processors themselves, right? So these 1Ks can then be upgraded into 4K storage parts. And then this 4K, once you have 3 of those, can be upgraded and so on and so forth until you have enough. So these also need to be turned into drives, and that is a whole nother thing in itself. So let's go ahead and turn these into drives. Of course, you can just make the drive separately, or you can just go ahead and place it in. And as you can see, glass, I don't understand you, glass. Why you gotta be this way? So here we have a 4K, and we also have a 1K, giving us 5K worth of storage. And really, that's not gonna be enough to store our cobblestone, but I might use this for mass block storage and actually take out like all of our main materials, like our ores and ingots, all that's good stuff, and push those over into this system. And just use this for mass, like major block, like building block storage. I think that would probably be a good idea. That way we can also handle all of our crafting here. It's kind of funny that this block looks the way it does, but that's the case. And we can also add more crafting grids. They're not expensive at all. And we can have crafting grids all over the place. And each room have their own dedicated crafting grid, whether it's in a wall or what have you. And eventually we can get a wireless crafting grid. Now, the wireless crafting terminal or grid is not it's not better than this. Of course, it's not going to be cross-dimensional and stuff like that. And it's going to require power and everything. So that's why we still want to keep this for storage. It's going to be like a really, really large backpack. Really large. Oh my gosh, the crafting is so much better. So much better. The glass is actually fitting in. Like I can, oh, it's, yes, this is the way I want to craft. I want to be able to craft like this, like quick and not needing items to be in places and stuff like that. Okay. So for my refined storage setup, I do need some cable. So I'm going to grab a little bit of that. And I'm actually going to set up some actual regular crafting while we're at it. So let's go ahead and hook into our regular smeltery. Why not do that? Why not hook in? So this is probably the only problem that I'm going to end up encountering. I think I can probably still hide this though. Let's try hiding it like this. Bam. Having the actual crafter facing this block. Now I do need to rotate this, and I can actually just use this to rotate, I believe. I might be able to. Nope, I am going to need the actual wrench from this mod. So the refined storage does have its own wrench. Oh, I keep trying to craft out of this thing. I actually need to craft in here. So yeah, it does have its own wrench. That will make it really easy to rotate these blocks. You just right click on them. And for auto crafting, bam, we have the crafter facing the chest. And I can now start to make some actual patterns. And let's actually just go ahead and get the cable routed. You can see right here, you should be able to route the cable. I can't route it in this block in particular, unfortunately. So I am going to have to route it some other way. Probably go down with it. I think these have facades. I just don't know if this version has updated it so that way this supports facades or not. Okay, so it's got interface. No, I don't think the facades are introduced yet. So we'll just stick it out, right? We'll just stick it out. We'll just go with it like this. Unfortunately, let me go ahead, and we might actually use this later on for another crafter. We could have a crafter potentially facing that way. So let's just go ahead and place the cables like this. Right here. I'm going to have this going down underground, and we're just going to route it right over here. I'm going to place these blocks back, but I do want to have them going underground. It's so weird with all the other cables that we see we got to go around. But we should be able to hook this in. Now, unlike Applied Energistics, refined storage is really nice that for the fact that it doesn't require channels. So you can actually hook up as many crafters as you want to this particular channel, and you're not going to really run into any problems. Let me go ahead and bust this open so I can get in here. Let's go ahead and just get the pipe routed over here. Bam. And it can actually connect right into this. Any of the blocks it can connect to. Look at that. Bam. And we got everything covered up. The only thing I can't cover up like I want to is this, sadly. It's just not going to happen. It's not going to be possible. Yep. Just got to deal with it. Deal with seeing the cable for right now. I might be able to put like a trap door here though. That would actually cover it up. The trap door. So now that we have this crafter hooked up, it's facing this chest, we can now tell this what we want to put into this chest and thus craft and go inside here. Or I could actually just have an importer automatically bring the items in. So if we search up importer and we set this to search box JEI synchronized, now it is going to select that. We can create an importer, and this importer is going to pull anything that is connected to this chest right here. It's going to pull it in. So that is also fantastic and makes it pretty easy to set up automation for it. So importer right here. Actually, we're gonna put the importer on the bottom just so we can hide this. There we go. Importer's in. We just route the wire. And then we cover this all up as if it never existed. Yep. It's that easy. That easy. That's why I mean, I vouch for refined storage sometimes over applied logistics. People are like, what's your favorite? Do you like refined storage or do you like applied logistics more? And I just say for the ease of use, I think just refined storage is great for the ease of use. It definitely is very, very user-friendly. Whereas applied logistics can be kind of confusing for new users. So with this all in, let me go ahead and just kind of, if I can get blocks in here, just kind of make it so it's not so sticking out. But let's go ahead and get the crafting, the auto-crafting set up, and let me show you how we actually auto-craft. I'm going to go ahead and place this new screen, which is called the pattern grid, over here, and we can now select this. So we have exact, which will mean the recipe needs to require the exact items, or if we uncheck this, it's going to allow ore dictionary. And then we have processing versus crafting. So this right here is the processing, which means into a machine, get the thing out, or this is just a regular craft. It's going to actually craft within it, and you don't need to do anything special like have it connected to an inventory or anything like that. So let's go ahead and just take quartz, for example. And let's say we want to convert nether quartz into silicon. We'll drop it in the processing because it actually is, it cooks. And we can drop this down to 1. We can select alternatives. There's all kinds of cool stuff. And you can even just like actually place the required recipe. You can just go, bam, this to this, and that will work as well. And then we need to grab a pattern, throw that in there, hit that, and this is going to give us the required pattern for auto crafting that particular thing. Look at that. We're already into auto crafting. How crazy is this? So to do this, I just basically need to request that I want some silicon. Or silicon. So if I go ahead and pull this out, which I don't think you have to do. I think you can throw it in here. And is it shift control? I think it's shift, yeah, shift control with items in here. Say you want more of this item. If you hold down shift and control at the same time, you can say, all right, I want, I don't know, let's do 32. And it's going to start the process, and it's as simple as that. And bam, you have auto crafting set up. It's not hard. Not hard, guys. It's really not. And we can see that it's going in there, it's processing up. And then once it completes its process, once it knows that it has received the proper amount of silicon, we know that it has finished its process. Now, there is another grid that will let you cancel processes and be able to monitor those. So if you're interested in that, that is also a thing. But I think one thing that we also need to work on, I think next episode, is going to be automating the metallurgic infuser in some way. So that is going to be something worth automating and getting that started so we can get our upgrades. Let's go ahead and grab a trap door. I just want to see how this is going to look because I think a trap door is going to look really good. Let's go ahead and place this here. Bam. Close it. Look at that. You wouldn't even know there's a cable. Look at that. Trap door, cable facades. Very nice. So, as always, I want to give a huge shout out to one of my Patreons, and let's just go ahead and put this right here. Why not? And let me just say thanks to Brian Jones. Thank you so much for your amazing support over on the Patreon. I do appreciate it very much. Been supporting for over 5 months, and that's an achievement in my opinion. Thank you so much. Believe me, the support goes a long ways. But guys, you know what that means? That means today we are basically done. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. If you did, Don't forget to click that subscribe button if you haven't already, and also give this video, guys, a huge thumbs up. I really appreciate it. I'll see you guys in the next episode. And as always, thanks for watching.